What water property is being demonstrated in this picture? Seeing a bunch of different things pop up. A bunch of people have the correct answer. Looking for a few more responses. There we go. It is correct. It is a form of adhesion because the water is sticking to something else, but more specifically, it is a form of capillary action. Good job. Capillary action. All right, so what we are doing today, we are going to do our water properties lab. So if you go to Canvas, you will be able to go to water property labs. You are going to choose 2 of the lab activities to complete to turn in for your assignment today. So if we go to Canvas, if I click here and go to water properties lab, you're going to see a few things. One, mine is locked because I did not submit the intro to hydrology, nor did I submit our guided notes that we did yesterday. Both of those things have to be submitted before you are able to get to our lab and do our lab. So if you click on that on the side and try to get there and it says that, then you may not be able to get in. Also, some people have had issues earlier today. They said that they turned in both of those, but it is still saying that it's locked. It may be because of this survey right here. You have to click it. I know there's some people that still have not done that survey. So if you have not done that survey, you need to do it. But once you click it and you open it, it should unlock all the rest of the stuff for you, and you should be able to go to click next, and it will take you to the other things. So I know some people already did the survey. I know some people didn't, but for some reason, it's making some people have to click that to be able to get they need to go to. Now, back to where we were. Where were we? We were on lab. There we go. So with our lab, I'm going to leave the student view so you can see what you're doing. For those of us that can't access it quite yet. It says that for today's assignment, you're going to get to do a hands-on water lab to demonstrate 2 of the properties that we've discussed so far about water. Excuse me. If you click here, it's going to allow you to access your documents. That way you can do your lab at home. Once you are finished, you are going to submit it here. So when you open it, this is what it looks like. It is our Properties Water Lab. The top part just gives you a little bit of background. That Amoeba Sister video we just watched is linked here. So if you want to rewatch it, you can. Also, there are some people that were having trouble understanding polarity yesterday. So I also put in a video about polarity just in case you are having issues with that piece. I know there's some of the labs that ask you about polarity. So that video will kind of help explain it to you a little bit better. So next thing we have to do, this is a 100-point assignment. It is a formal assignment. So I want you to make sure that you get all of this stuff done, that is done correctly, so that way you can get as many points as possible. So number 1, it says, what are 3 things that you know about water? They can be any 3 things that you know. Some things that you already knew, some things that you learned yesterday. There are just 3 things that you know about water. Number 2, why is water important? Number 3, answer the following questions using at least one property of water, just like we did with our bell work where it had that paper towel and we had to identify it as adhesion, or you could have did capillary action. Both of those would be considered correct. You are going to identify which property of water goes with these. You may need to look at your notes from yesterday to compare the 2. I will also give you a hint that letter E is found directly in that PowerPoint that we used yesterday that is also linked to the page with your notes. It directly explains how coastal areas why their temperatures don't go through as many issues as inland ones do. It's right there, describes it perfectly. So I would double check that if you don't know that answer off the top of your head. So down to the water lab part. It says choose 2 of the following stations to demonstrate the properties of water. Be sure to read through the procedures, complete the lab, and answer the questions that you have to do for each lab that you choose. You only have to do 2. 2. You're going to put the number that you choose. Say you do number 1 and number 4. You're going to type number 1 here and then type number 4 here, because those are the 2 that I decide to do. Now, if those are the 2 that I'm going to do, I'm going to make it a little bit easier for Miss Hewing to grade, because she loves easy, makes life so much easier for her. I'm going to delete part number 2, because I don't have to do I'm not doing number 2. And then I'm going to cut and paste number 4, because that's the one that I decided I wanted to do. Whoop, went down too far. Go up, come on, go up. You got to talk nice to your computer sometimes, because it doesn't always do what you want it to do. All right, so I'm going to cut and paste number 4, because that's the one that I decided I wanted to do. And I'm going to paste it right here. And go. There it goes. Those are the 2 that I decided that I wanted to do, and then I can go down to the rest of them that are at the bottom of the page, and I can literally delete all of the rest of them, because those are the ones that I decided not to do. Just to make life a little bit easier so you don't have to scroll for forever. Now, let me what happened? Oh, there it goes. Let me undo that, undo that, undo, so we can go through them. All right, so that's what you are going to do for the ones you choose not to do. So for the 2 that you are choosing, you have 6 different options. My suggestion to you is that you look at the materials list and decide which materials you actually have at home, so you can decide which one you're going to do. I know there's some people that may not have medicine droppers at home. If you have a younger sibling that takes that has to take like baby Tylenol or something like that, a lot of times medicine is given to babies with medicine droppers, or with like a little syringe that comes with some of the like Tylenol and stuff that they use now. So you could use those. I've had people use paper towels before, where they just dip their paper towel in water, and they literally squeeze them out and they come out as drops. So whichever way you decide to do, that's how you can do it. So with all of them, they have very clear directions on what you need to do. Some of them involve you taking pictures. Some of them involve you answering questions as you go through the lab. So please read through it first so you know which one you have to do. Because if you have to take pictures of different steps of the lab, you need to know that before you get started with your lab. Our 6 things that we are investigating are cohesion, surface tension, capillary action, universal solvent, density, or adhesion. Those are the 6 that we are investigating. Like I said, you can pick which one you want to do, strictly up to you. So that's kind of what we have going on. Make sure that you answer whatever questions it has throughout the lab for you to answer, so that way you do get full credit. All right, does anybody have questions? If you are watching this video and you have questions, please send them to my Canvas inbox and I will reply to them. Questions I'm seeing is, when is it due? The date on it says that it is due today at 11:59. However, if you do not finish it, and I know there were some people earlier today that told me that they were not at home, you technically have until till December the 21st to get all assignments for quarter 2 done, submitted, and turned in. So you technically have to that date to get it done. However, it'd be in your best interest to go ahead and get it done before then, so that way you can take care of it and be done with it. Just know that if you do turn it in late, the system will automatically put a 0 in for you until you turn it in and I grade it. So just so you have that in the back of your head. But you can take some extra time. I know there's one on there that deals with finding maybe water, how it's attached outside. So I know you see this a lot of times in the morning when you go out, but it's not morning time for us right now. So if you wanted to wait and do that tomorrow, you definitely can, but just know that it will have a 0 in there until you turn it in. And once you turn it in, I will, when I grade it, it will change the grade for you. All right. If you have any other questions, let me know. Other than that, you can go ahead and get started with your lab.